Top 10 mistakes you should never make in Blox fruits. Starting from the first C to the third C, we're gonna be talking about the mistakes that you shouldn't make in every C that you are in. So let's get right into it. First mistake that you can make in first C, which is dying with a fruit in your hand. And I've experienced too many of this when I was in the first C, so yeah, when you have a fruit in your hand, you should probably not die, because if you do, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your fruit. As you can see, I lost the spin that I had. So yeah, the second mistake is to make the stats look miserable by putting all the stats evenly to like melee, defense, sword, and gun and block suits. Because if you're not gonna use sword and gun, just don't put any in it, because it literally doesn't make a difference. Just put all your stats into melee, defense, and whatever you use. And probably the first time you play block suits, you would put all your stats into block suits. So yeah, that is a mistake that I also made it, because I actually did not know what these stats meant. And I just said, melee looks cool, and sword looks cool, and gun looks cool, so I just put those stats in there. And that was a mistake, because I just ended up not using it, and I did so less damage on the block suits. And yeah, that made grinding really difficult for me. And talking about fruits to not use while grinding, the third mistake is to never use mythical fruits to grind in the first C. And the first time you play block suits, you would automatically think that mythicals are the best for anything, because it's like the highest rarity. But that's not actually true, because since these high rarity fruits has such high mastery to get all the moves, it's very inconvenient for people in the first C, because the quests and the enemies give so less XP. So yeah, you should never use mythicals to grind in the first C. And off to the last mistake that you should never make in the first C is to spend all your money on fruits. So this is pretty important, because when you're in the first C, you got a lot of things to unlock. That's not just block suits, you know. So all you gotta do is head to the block suits dealer and get a decent fruit to grind with for now, such as light and let's see, such as you can choose smoke. Actually, you can use smoke because of the flight move, flame if you want, ice because it has like those swords, and probably the light is gonna be your main fruit in first C. And maybe a magma if you're lucky, but that's all you gotta get. You don't have to keep on rolling for legendaries and stuff, because you're not gonna use it anyway in this first C. So instead, you should use some of your money for fighting styles and accessory that you might need in the third C or second C. That is it for the first C mistakes that you shouldn't make. So now we're gonna head to the second C. Alright, so we're over here in the second C, and the first thing you will want to do when you hit level 700 and come to the second C is to awaken your fruits if you can. So for example, if you have a fruit like flame, ice, magma, and light, you should probably awaken them, because it's just way better to awaken them. Because like magma is a really good example, because the Z move, just the Z move for magma awakened, it literally like does the most damage in the entire game. So yeah, that's pretty overpowered. Or actually, like especially Buddha is a must-have to awaken and probably to grind, because it's literally the best fruit to grind in blocks. So yeah, when you come to the second C, definitely start with awakening your fruits. Alright, so when you first come into the second C, you'll get like really excited with like the trades and stuff. Like you get to trade fruits with people. One thing that you should definitely make sure before trading for the first time is to check for the values that your fruit has, so that you won't get scammed. Because yeah, you might be losing values on your fruits, which is not good. So Alright, so at this point of the game, when you're in the second sea, you would probably be able to grind money fast from like sea beasts uh, and the quest gives more money. So what you should do is maybe go back to the first sea and come back to the second sea to spend majority of your money on the fighting styles, because when you get to the third sea, you would definitely need those for God Human and Superhuman. So yeah, that is like a very important thing to get. Alright, so we only got 3 mistakes for second sea, so now we're gonna head to third sea to find out the mistakes you shouldn't make there. Alright, we're here in the third sea, and now we're gonna be looking at the mistakes you should make here. So once you're in the third sea, you would probably not be making much mistakes because you're probably like more experienced than when you are in the first sea and the second sea. Alright, the first mistake you should never make in third sea is to not get V4. So once you're in the second sea, you'd probably get the V3. So when you get to the third sea, you should definitely get V4 because it's gonna help you the most in this sea, and it's like the most game changing if you're like bounty hunting and if you're grinding. So that's pretty important. The second mistake you'll make in the third sea often is having the accessory that doesn't suit your purpose of using it. So what I mean by that is, for example, if you're in the third sea and you're bounty hunting, you would probably want an accessory such as like the pilot helmet, hunter cape, maybe any of these capes. Probably the hunter cape because it gives you like more buffs, but you might want the Valkyrie helm and the pale scarf. And if you're grinding, you would probably want like the ghoul mask because it like regenerates your health when you take deal damage. So yeah, you would need to equip the right accessory for your use because that changes a lot when you're doing pretty specific things. Last but not least, the mistake you should never make in third sea is to get a lot of things done before reaching max level. What I mean by this is like, you shouldn't eat all the fruits or get all the swords or get all the accessories before getting max level, because doing all of the extra stuff will be way easier when you're max level, and it'll just make your life way easier. So yeah. And with that, I think I'll end the video for today, and comment down below if you found the 3 fruits that I had in the video. I think I'll end the video for today, so see you in the next one.